Great. We're going to go ahead and get started on the Lomeli's menu assignment to practice our CSS rules. So to start, I'm going to minimize that so I have more space to work, and then click Assignment to see what I need to do. This HTML page shows the menu for Lomeli's Large Linguini Lounge. Create and use two CSS classes so that the font color of the vegetarian items is sea green and the font of the section headers is Indian red. So first I need to set up two different classes here in the style section. If you take a look at the HTML code here, you'll actually see there's already been a class named vegetarian, and those items have already been labeled. So we can start with that class dot vegetarian. I'm going to add in my bracket. Color, it says should be sea green. And then I need that closing bracket at the end. It also says I need a class for the font color of the section headers to be Indian red. So I can just make my own name for this class. I can name it .headers. And color will be Indian red. And I will have my closing bracket here at the end. Now, if I run this, all of my vegetarian items are green, but my headings are not red yet. That is because I haven't added in my class to the HTML. So here for today's specials, let's add in class equals headers. And I can just copy and paste this from here into today's soup and today's pastas. Now if I run it, I have each of my sections with the red heading. If I want to check my progress and see if I've completed these correctly, I can go to test cases and actually check my code. So it looks like I have these correct, but I still need an ID for new and an ID for crowd favorite. So let's go back to the assignment. It says now assign the following IDs. The penne al forno should have the ID crowd favorite. And then we need this other ID for the gnocchi. So let's start with the first one, ID crowd favorite. So just like I did for vegetarian and headers here, I'm going to start a new rule. But since it's an ID, I need to start with the hashtag here, crowd favorite. And the directions say add a CSS rule to style it so it is italic and the font is red. So color red. And it says look into font style. Font style is what is going to make it italic. And then I add my closing bracket here. And it says that this ID should go with the penne al forno. So I need to find that in my HTML. P ID equals crowd favorite. Awesome. And then my last ID, it says the tomato gnocchi has the ID new. Add a CSS rule to style it so the font color is orange. So I can add hashtag new. For this one, I just want color orange. Make sure I have that closing bracket here. And then I need to find the tomato gnocchi. Here it is. ID equals new. Now when I run my program, my penne al forno, it has that styling with the italics and the red, and the tomato gnocchi has the orange color here. So let's check our test cases. Let's run again, check our code. We have now met all of the required criteria, so we are all set. You need to just make sure you have two classes and the two IDs as well. And then here in your HTML, identify each of those inside the tag.